Hey guys, how's it going? How's everybody doing on this glorious Saturday? I'm going to go ahead and get some music started. We're actually going to be listening to, because I use Dietz's Spotify, we're going to listen to her top songs of 2020 today. Please let me know if it is too loud, if you can still hear me over it, if it needs to be louder, whatever, just let me know. So, need to turn it down a little in my ears. I just like to barely hear it. Otherwise, I feel like I'm yelling over it. So, hey guys. Yeah, Saturday. I was originally wanting to do some cutting stuff today, but it is rainy and gross outside today, so I would rather not potentially ruin some of my electronic gear. So, I'm not doing a cutting stream today. Hopefully next Saturday we can get out and do some cutting. Yes, it is Saturday. Believe it or not, Saturday. But yeah, so today instead we are going to be working on the electronic side of making, I want to make an actual console that plays my HandyPNP cartridges, which I know kind of like defeats the purpose, but I still want to, I like to be able to play my PNP games on a TV still. And with them being cartridges, they take up so much less room. So I'm just going to make a really small console so I can play them on a TV with 2 players easier than having to use, because the HandyPNP itself does have AV out, but it's sometimes nice to just hold a normal controller instead of holding a portable. So I'm doing a proof of concept today for it because it should technically work, but I don't know if I have, I think 15 pins, what I'm using, the VGA port, I think will work for the controllers, but I'm not entirely sure. So this is kind of a proof of concept to make sure it works before I start doing casework. Besides, I can't do casework because it's raining outside, so I'm not doing a cutting stream. So yeah, but that's what we're going to be doing today. So yeah. Basically, I'm just going to be rewiring up how I already have the HandyPNP guts wired up. I'm going to be doing similarly, but for the console, so there's no screen involved. Just AV out, so I can hook it up to my TV. Speaking of which, I forgot to get out AV cables so I can actually test it. I don't know if I have any just handy nearby. I do. I have something I can use. Okay, cool. That's all that matters. I would love to have a 3D printer. I've given myself the goal that as long as I actually consistently stream my modding stuff all year, then in 2022, I am going to get me a 3D printer. Because if I get one right now, if I follow the habit that I've been doing with modding, I only do it for a couple months and then I stop for like a year or 2. So then a 3D printer would be a waste of money for me at that point in time. So as long as I actually keep up my streams every Saturday when I'm capable, with not weather being an issue like last week and stuff, then thank you so much for the follow, Dustalk. How's it going? The only problem with turning my music down in my headset so much is I can't hear my alerts. So I know how to fix this. Let me turn down the audio in Spotify for me so I can turn it up and hear my alerts, and then turn up my desktop audio for you guys to be able to hear the music better. There we go. That should work. That should work. How is it going, Dustalk? Let me know if the music needs to be adjusted again, either quieter or louder or whatever. I just like I said, I need to be able to hear my alerts, and I have my music so low, so I just turned it down in Spotify instead, which makes a lot more sense. But yeah. Nice. All right. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Yep. Come over here. Get the soldering iron out of the way. When I'm typing, I have to put my soldering iron basically in front of my keyboard, and I like to not burn myself when I'm typing at the beginning. And turn on the light so I can see better. There we go. Okay. Right. So first things first, my nice pinout that I have to follow. I didn't put this close enough. I want that to be closer. One moment while I adjust this camera a little bit. I want y'all to be able to see what I'm doing better. Not quite that far down because then the camera sees it. Perfect. Then it just a little bit so you can see, because I do stuff down here a lot. There we go. That's better. That's better. Yes. Okay. So first things first is I need to wire up the cart slot, which this is the cart slot for it. I have the main reason I'm doing this right now instead of moving away from the portable, I am going to still finish the portable, don't get me wrong. But I discovered 2 weeks ago when I was able to stream that I have actually bent the video pin beyond repair, basically, on that cart slot that I'm using. So I'm going to have to rework all of my cartridges again. I just did that 2 streams ago. It's what I was doing. I was reworking all the carts to make sure they worked. And I've bent the video pin so much on the cartridge slot that I'm going to have to completely replace the cartridge slot, and I need to go rework all of the cartridges and remove all the extra solder. Because if you use a fresh cartridge slot, which this is, all the pins have not been bent at all, so everything should work normally just like it's a normal game. So I need to go remove all the solder off of everything and rework all the cartridges. Today I'm planning on really only working with one, so I'm going to be reworking this one because this uses pretty much everything except the pot, which I haven't gotten the pots in the mail yet that I'm going to use for this. So it's okay. I can just test everything else. And then we can test the pot at another time. Or I can always temporarily wire up my pot from the HandyPNP itself and use this one because that does use I don't have a sticker on the back, but that uses the pot. So yeah. But so I'm potentially only going to be I'm going to be reworking at least one cartridge today to get all the solder off, potentially 2, because I don't want to bend this one at all. And then I'll also be replacing the cart slot in the HandyPNP with a new one. I actually have 4 of these. I knew I had several. I could only find one at first, and then I finally found the other 2 that I have. I was like, I knew I had several of them. So yeah, it'll be okay. It just means a little bit of extra work, which is fine, I guess. Yes. So I removed this one rather cleanly. I don't know how well you can see, but the pins are all nice and straight. I haven't bent them. I managed to remove this one very well. So that'll make the first step a lot easier for what I'm going to do. However, I'm noticing the pins aren't the same length. They start out longer on this side and get shorter for some reason. So I'm not sure why. It shouldn't affect how I wire it up because I actually, I put them, because it's very hard to solder wires to bear bleeds like this. So I always put it into a PCB board. And then I have nice little solder spots to solder to instead. So the wires are much more secure that way. So the first things first is I need to put this in here. There we go. Oh, no. It was in and then it moved. Do it from the other side. I did it so that it's like there. Okay. So they're barely through, which is not a huge issue. I just need to solder them in place. Because all of them do reach the solder spot, and that's all that really matters. So first things first, and I usually don't, I make it a little bit bigger than what the actual slot is. Like, I don't know if you can tell there's a little gap here, but this helps give it support, like, so that it can take more pressure with cartridges coming in and out. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and just solder this in place. Do solder. My stuff where I need it so it's easy access. I like to do the corners first. Make sure that I'm not going to accidentally move it in the process of doing this. And then before I go fully into it, I just want to make sure that the solder is actually making connection to the pins, because that would be really annoying if you get through all of this and then find out that you're not actually making contact, which it should be. Shouldn't be an issue, but just want to double check. Are you actually that one? Is being annoying. Actually, side. That one might not be touching. Let me force the solder down in there. See, this is why we check. Actually poke it into the hole so it actually gets down there. Now let's see. Why are you being stupid? Why are you being so annoying? That one is fine. That one is fine. That one is fine. Okay, we can get this. Hands, please, just cooperate with me. There we go. That's better. Okay, so on this half, I just might need to make sure that it's going down in the hole a little bit more, because that's the side that they're shorter for some reason. I don't know why, because they're all even on this side, so I don't know why the pins are just shorter. Whatever. 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 And I will be going and checking every single one just to make sure, but I'm going to go ahead and solder them all first. That out of the way. Actually, let's be smart about this and get my helping hands out, which lost one of its claws, but I know where it is. Sorry, I realized I put myself much further away from the mic and I wasn't talking louder. Hopefully you heard me. Okay, there we go. Got the other arm. Okay, let's see. I want it like this. Liz. And then you are here like that. Just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. That will make everything a lot easier. Then it stays still. We like it when things stay still around here. I went further down though. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Come on. Now we're getting to the ones that are a little there. Oh, caught. When you do it this way, because I used to not put it on the perf board and just do it directly to the pins, but then I always had to cover them with hot glue, which makes repairs later a lot harder. When you do it this way, you don't have to do hot glue. Just solder onto it and do a good solder job, and it won't come loose. Just a lot easier for a wire to break just a pin than it is from an actual solder. I can tell that this is Dietz's list of most listened to because I'm just like, yeah, this is a cool song, never heard it before, and she's over there singing to it, which is perfectly fine. It just proves that this is her list, not mine. Cool song. I just don't think I've heard it before. Come on. Oh, I need to be careful also not to get things on the middle row because I'd use the middle row as the common ground for everything. Where I do have some of them branched to the middle. I don't want all of them touched because I ground everything out. I don't want to ground everything out. Okay, let's make sure that all those are actually connected. Good. That one. Good. Needs some help, it looks like. Okay. So second one on the top end needs some help. Let's go ahead and give it some help. Shouldn't though. These are the ones that the pins are sticking out. Or did I turn it? Yeah, no, I turned it around. Never mind. Find me. Do that. Oh, still needs to go further in. Come on, just make a connection, please. That's better. So good. 3. So the top one's also not making connection. I got it. Third one in. I just need to redo this whole top row. Excuse me a moment. My back is acting up in a way that it hasn't in a while, and things are looking funny, so just 1 minute. Okay, we're on the 4th one in. Go ahead and do a few of them on the top since I'm having issues with the top ones. Back down a little bit. Okay, let's give that a try. I was on the 4th one in. Back up. One in. Got it. Oh. Good. Good. Yep. Yep. No. Sorry, I know that this part is really boring, but it's kind of a necessary thing, or else you're going to end up wondering why things don't work later on. Testing continuity is always very important in this hobby. Right one. There we go. Good. 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 Stop. Stop. Good. Good. Good, 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 good. Wait, is it good? That one. Good. Accidentally moved my left hand a little further than I meant. It's good. Wait. Okay. Wait. There it is. Ah, good. Up, up. Huh? Uh-huh. We're getting there. Good. Good. Like this side shouldn't be. These ones are sticking up well for me. Know that the solder got on them. Good. Good. Up, up. He's only 4 more to go. Good. Low. Good. 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 And last ones. Yep. And yeah. Okay. We're good. We're good. Now, the next thing I want to do, like I said, I do a grounding strip down the middle. So I'm going to do that. Because I have a lot of grounds on this thing, since there's so many different inputs going into it, I like to make sure that they're shielded. So just put a little bit on a few spots, and I need have a lot of junk in this cup that I'm looking at. But what I want is at the bottom. And to make a little mess, I want all of this. Not the wires. Come on, get out. That should get across. Like I said, I have a lot of junk in this cup. Just knew that I had the bare thingies in. There we go. That can go away. Out of the way. Just dirty. Need to make sure it's not touching the outer parts, but I want to make nice grounding going through. I can get the next one. It's thinner than I want. Help if my hands will stop shaking. There we go. Not quite do it. Longer one. Nope, they're all about the same. That's fine. Not a Come on. Get on there. Excuse me. All right, and then I need one more. This one to not be. Bridge those two. Actually. There we go. There we go. And her. Go. Then I cut that off. Didn't need these anymore. Go back in the cup. There we go. There we go. Then we can just make sure that the whole thing is actually connected like it should be. Here all the way down to here. It's not connected. That one not actually grounded. That did it. All right. Now we're just going to fill it in with some solder on a few little points just to make sure it's good and on there. Not all of them. Just every once in a while. Yep. And one in the middle on this one. My hands would stop shaking. There we go. Okay. Now, just need to double check that I don't accidentally have this one, because this is the one that was already touched first. Nope. Okay. Nope, we're good. They are still touching all the way across. Yep. So that is going to be the grounding strip, which I need to glance at the HandyPNP's cart slot at how I did. Which side are you? You're the back. Then I need to decide which side's going to be the back and which. It will make this side the back with this part sticking out of it. Not that it really matters, it's just what I'm deciding. Gosh. Of my Sharpies. I'm here everything without hitting stuff. And go back without hitting. Thank you. Right, so this will be the back. And this will be the fronts. Front. So front and back. But then, which way do the pins go? I make sure that I'm actually doing each. Go back up there for a minute. This is the video pin, so it goes this way. So yeah, that's correct. So this is pin 30. So this one's pin 30. So this side is this, and this side is this. Yes. It's always good to know which way you have it wired up. So in that's 30. The back. So I said I get a lot of grounding in there. So I'm going to bridge 31 to the grounding spats. Right. So pin 31, this is going. There we go. So that's grounded, and then pin 36. So that's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. This. can be easier. Usually when you don't want things to bridge, they bridge super easily. And then when you want them to bridge, they're like, no, I'm good. I think I'll stay over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Pin 36. Bridge. There we go. That got it. And then we do 39, so that's 36, 7, 8, 9. $39, 42, 9, 2, 1. Making sure I'm counting correctly. Never know. Go. 2, 44. There. 44. Hey, Kitty, how's it going? 47, 44, 5, 4, 6. Hey, perfect. Ready. On bridge. 7. And then 50 and 51. 7, 48, 50, and 51. Start from 60. 9, 8, 6. Come on, bridge. Thank you. Nice, nice. It's always important for parents to have some time without their kids. Like, not saying you don't love your kids or anything, but it's important. It's important to have adult time. Okay, just making sure I didn't accidentally. They look very close to me. Or not. All that matters. Okay, so that was pin 56. So then we have 51 and 50. That's 56. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1. And 1 next. Come on, hands, stop shaking too much. There we go, 50. So this side's all done how it needs to be. The other side, I actually have, typically for the HandyPNP, I use separate grounds, even though they're not, but it's because each controller board is a separate thing, so I have a separate ground going to it. I don't need to do that on the console. So I can have where I know you can't clearly very well see what this says. Focus. Don't be so whited out. Here we go. So where it says ground for all of these buttons, I don't need to worry about that. So I can ground this out, I can ground that out, because console's different than portable. They all use the same ground. It's just, since it's broken up on the portable, like I'm going to be using these controllers. So one ground is going to cover the entire thing, as opposed to the HandyPNP where one ground is not, because they're all cut apart. So yeah, so I can do it on this one. So I can ground out pin 1. I just can't do it where it says uncommon ground for reset. That has to stay as is, separate. Which a lot of them do use the same ground for reset, but not all of them do. That's why I have it that way. So pin 1 can be grounded. This one on side. On, bridge together. Yep. Then we got pin 6. Some of them are going to be the same for a little bit. They match up similar. 6, that's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Come on. Come on. Get solder on the other half of this one, please. That is so. There we go. Okay. Pin 6. And then it's pin 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Go. 9 and then 11. 7. Come on. Solder, please. Stuff I want you to stop sticking to just the soldering iron. And stick to where you're supposed to go. Get off of my soldering iron. Here, where it keeps taking the solder off. And get on. Bridge. Thank you. Finally. That one took too long. All right. That was 11. We have 15. 12, 13, 14, right? There we go. And then we have 19, 16, go. 19, and then 23 and 24. 19, 20, 22, 23. Four. On stick over. Go. 6, 24, 25, 20. On. Why is my soldering iron stuck? You're supposed to be hot. Supposed to go. And then at 28 and 29. And again, all of this grounding is just to help to make sure, since I have so many different inputs going pretty close together, the grounding is to help ground them, shield them essentially, not have crosstalk between them. Definitely don't want crosstalk. on bridge together. Thank you. Oh, no, bridge. Thank you. Okay, so that should... Teddy! I was just thinking about you the other day. PNP Dock is going to be the console version of my HandyPNP. I don't know if you've ever been here for any of my PNP streams. Let me give you a rundown. The HandyPNP is a portable I built several years ago. It was not my original idea, but I believe I'm only the second person to actually do it. I kind of perfected the idea. You know all those plug and plays that you just hook up to your TV, and it's usually a controller with just like 5 games or something on it? You just hook it up to your TV, you put batteries in it, and you can play games. Yeah, I've turned them all into cartridges instead to take up less room and to not have to use AA batteries. So, for example, one of the most popular ones, at least in retro gaming, is the old Super Joy 3 with all those NES ROMs on it. This is a Super Joy 3. I used Famicom cartridges because I wanted something that they look basically the same. I do use the 2 different sizes of cartridges. All the bigger ones are over there though, so I can't show them. They're not here. I have the small ones here. But and then it gave me enough room to be able to work with what I need. The other person who has done this, he built his own cartridges using he was using Game Boy part slots, but then he was actually building the housing himself, so they all look different. And I wanted them to look all uniform, or as uniform as Famicom cartridges do, because they all have the same form factor, but they look a lot different. So yeah, so then I take up less room because this takes up a lot less room than the Super Joy 3 itself does. And then I don't have to use batteries because I have rechargeable Li-ion batteries in my portable, which my portable is in pieces right now. You can just see the guts of it. This is the guts of the Handy-PNP. The screen, the cartridge slot, and then all the button stuff so that I can do testing. The reason I took it apart originally is because the paint job went bad on it. But yeah, I'm still building carts for it. I never finished all of them, but I have several that are done. This is the Atari Flashback 2, the blue Sonic Radica, a stupid casino one versus Max. Yeah, so I have several. I forget how many I have now. But yeah, I've been okay. We survived the blackouts in the cold, cold Texas weirdness. But yeah, it was weird. Like me and my wife are from more colder climates, so like we knew what to do and we were prepared enough to be able to get through it. It was just boring because couldn't charge your stuff when the power's out. But we survived. We knew what to do. We hunkered down in the bedroom. I had like tons of blankets on the bed, and I had hurricane lamps so that we could have some form of heat in the room. Like we managed to have the bedroom not ever get below 65 degrees. So we weren't that bad off. Like we had friends who had it much worse than us because they weren't prepared like we were. So I can't complain too much. Like the job that I work at, I was paid for the entire week. Like we were off, but they paid for it. They have what they call weather pay for anything like that happens. So it was like, for us, it was basically just a week of inconvenience and boredom. Like, we're fine. The thing that we missed the most was hot coffee. Like the electricity would come on in flashes and we would have the coffee pot like sitting there ready for when it came on so we could start it and get like maybe a cup out of it before the electricity went out again. Yeah, it was fun. Not long enough to actually heat up the house from heating, but long enough to get about a cup of coffee. But yeah, so that's the HandyPNP itself. Now I'm making a console so I can play it on my TV properly, because I do actually like playing plug and plays on my TV, not just on the portable. Like my portable does have an AV out, but I would much prefer being able to sit down and hold a controller of this design than having to hold the whole HandyPNP and play it that way. So yeah, I'm making a PNP dock to be able to use my HandyPNP cartridges on my TV, basically. Yeah, it's like I like to be able to do portable in case I want to play. Like if somebody's using the TV where I'm at, then I can still play it. But it'd be nice to be able to like actually use the TV again for it. So yeah, so I'm just making, and today we're doing actually a proof of concept because I believe that the controller pinout that I have chosen will work for it, but I'm not 100% sure. So today's basically a test to make sure it's going to work. Um, yeah. And so far, all I've gotten accomplished is this is the cart slot, and I've simply prepped the cart slot. I've gotten it so that everything is grounded as it's supposed to be because I like to have a lot of grounding since there's a whole lot of different inputs going through this. I like to be able that they're shielded. So there's a lot of ground running through this. So that's all I've done so far in the past hour. Let's do this. But that means now we can move on to other things. Woo-hoo! We're moving up in the world. Moving up. But yes, I was thinking about you the other day. I saw that you went live to stream something. I wasn't at a place where I could actually come watch the stream though, and I was like, oh, I miss watching Teddy. I need to make a better effort to get to your streams when you stream because I like watching you play. It's like just like another streamer that I like to watch who plays a bunch of Zelda stuff. I had to stop watching because she was streaming Age of Calamity, and I was playing through Age of Calamity. I was like, I don't want any spoilers, so I can't watch her. Now I've completed it, so I can go back to watching her. She might have completed it by now also, but yeah, I just completed Age of Calamity today. 100% done. Yep. All right, so the next thing we need to do. There's so much that I need to do. Yay! Yay! What are you doing? What? Hi, Ahsoka. We've gotten a new cat, and she will not leave any of my wires alone. Like, we've gotten to the point that half the time she has to be kicked out whenever I'm doing any of my streams. But it gets too hot in here, especially when I'm doing my modding streams. Like, I have to have the door open. Hi, baby. Come here. Come say hello. Come here. Come here. Come say hello to everybody. This is Ahsoka. She is precious and she is cute, but she is a stinker. She has no fear and she has no manners. But I love her. Yes, I do. Mwah. Now go that way. Get out of my hair. Go that way, baby. Come on. She is fluffy. She's half, well, I don't know if it's half and half, but she's ragdoll and calico mix. So she has the markings of calico, but she is the floof. Ahsoka, it's we didn't name her. That's what she was. Apparently it's a Star Wars thing. It's AHSOKA, Ahsoka. Yes. I'm bad at spelling out loud. Like, I'm really bad. Whenever we had to do spelling bees, I was I can spell if I can write it down for the most part. But yeah, we call her a lot of different things because every cat we've ever owned has 20 names. So, but yeah, Ahsoka. All right. First thing we are going to do is, okay, which way was this again? Is this still the right way? Yes. So this is this side. This is this side. I need to wire up the Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what's the most logical way for me to wire this without wires being in the way, essentially. Um, the the video and audio lines need to go towards the back, as do the power lines, because that's where the ports will be for them, is on the back. I'm not going to have this as the actual final length of what. Get down. Come on, get down. Get down. Get down. Get out. Come on. Stop. She just flops. Whenever we tell her to move away from somewhere, she just flops wherever she is. She's like, I'm not going nowhere. My wires right this moment are going to end up being longer than I need them to be, because then I can not have to re-solder them onto here. I would much rather, once I figure out how the actual console is going to be, cut and rewire on this end of it as opposed to this end of it. So I'll be using longer wires than I need, but this is what the case is going to be. I was hoping to have a smaller case. I wanted to have the exact same case that I'm using for the HandyPNP, but I don't have anymore. This is my last one of this style at all, and this is thicker. It's not a ton thicker. It's just on the HandyPNP, this one's about half the size, the thickness. The back piece is about half the thickness of this one. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than it needs to be, or than I wanted it to be, but it's still small. Like, this is still very small for a console, so we'll deal with it. And I didn't want to buy, I already had to buy some stuff for it, but I don't want to buy a lot of things. Because with my hobby, I have bought so much stuff that I haven't used that I'm trying to actually go through and use stuff. So that's why I'm not buying another case yet. So yeah, anyway, that's what we're going to be using as the case, but I'm not going to be doing much of anything with this today because I couldn't cut. I wanted to do a cutting stream and actually prep this for all the holes and stuff on it, but it's raining. And I don't want to do an outside stream when it's raining because I don't want the potential of damaging my stuff. So I can go over there. So, but first thing we need to do is actually wire up like the video and the audio and the power sources so we can make sure that it's working. So this way. Like I said, video and audio need to go towards the back. The power is already on the back, so that's not a problem. But the audio and video lines are on the front side, so I need to have the wires coming towards the back. And make sure it's not touching the ground in the process. Wires. Yes, one length of this is going to be more than long enough because everything's going to be fitting this way. So yes, if I cut, that'll be enough. I'll have plenty of extra to be able to cut off later. Okay, get that back out of the way again. I don't need the case right now. Right. Video and audio I will do all together, and I need a ground for them. Where's my thing? Yes, one ground for it will be fine because I can just put the grounds together here. So 4 wires. 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. I was using this for something else, which is why this already has wires on it. Apparently I'm skipping this song. Yeah, I do like to keep it more kid-friendly. here. So yeah, that's probably not a good song to have on. I can get these wires off. I don't need these wires for what I'm doing on here. At the end of the day, I'm not going to have the AV on this piece of board, most likely, but it's fine for right now for testing. This is the one that I will be using. I might leave it on the board and just chop part of it off. It might make it easier for mounting it inside the console. We shall see. We shall see. Off and get off. There we go.
Right.
Is it on the play? No, it is not on the playlist. This is actually I use my wife's Spotify because she has premium, so there's no ads. And this is actually her top 2020 playlist. So I guess it's what she's listened to a lot this past year. So I don't actually know a lot of these songs because they're her songs, but I enjoy listening to them because I like most of the music she likes, for the most part. For the most part. Is that what that is? I was like, that soup smells good. Which one is it? Okay, so we have I've been modding. Well, I take long breaks off of modding, like years worth of breaks, but I started back in I'm trying to think. And it's even hard for me to pinpoint when I started because I actually started and it took me about a year and a half before I finished my first completed actual thing that I was working on. I ran into a lot of issues. I started, it's been over 10 years since I did the Handy Duo. I know that we found that out when I opened it up the other day and looked, but I don't remember how. Probably been like about 12-ish years, 12 or 13 years. And honestly, I had found when I was in college, like one of my last years of college, I had found a website called benheck.com. He's like the father of all of this. I found his forums and I was fascinated by it, and I was originally looking to commission somebody to make me a portable. And I was looking through like all the stuff, and then one day I was like, you know what? Like, because I couldn't actually afford one because commissioning somebody to make one of these is very expensive. Because there is a lot of time that goes into building one. So by all means, I didn't want to be like, hey, can you make me one for $100? Because that's rude to ask somebody that. So I knew what the going price was and I couldn't afford it. So I was like looking at it, and I was like, I could do that. Having never picked up a soldering iron, having never picked up a Dremel, having never done anything of it, I was just like, I could do that. So I went out and bought very basic starter tools for the things and started work on my Handy Duo, which is an NES and SNES in one portable that uses the Retro Duo clone system. Took me about a year and a half because I didn't measure anything. Like, that's how noob I was. I didn't measure anything, and it ended up not being a thick enough case that I was using. But I figured out how to get it to work. But yeah, and along the process, whenever I would post like progress pictures of what I was doing, for the longest time, people didn't believe me that it's the first time I'd done any of it. I just happen to be a perfectionist when it comes to casework. Like, I won't accept having an ugly case. I won't. I will keep doing it until it looks nice. So they're like, there's no way that this is your first time using I was using Bondo putty at the time, Bondo putty, where it was epoxy putty. Sorry, that's the word. Where you just cut it off and then mix it together. It's already pre-portioned. But yeah, they were always like, "There's no way this is your first time. You're making it look too nice." And I'm like, "I just a perfectionist, guys." And then they finally believed me that it was my first time when I finally posted a picture that I had, for the first time, relocated. It wasn't even the cart slot. I relocated. The Retro Duo is like 3 different boards together, and I just extended 2 of the boards. And I got so excited that I did it correctly and that it still worked. And I posted pictures of it, and I was just like, "Guys, guys, guys, I did it!" And they're like, "Okay, we believe you now that this is your first time." I don't have steady hands either. Just FYI. Yes, everything needs to look nice, but there's some people out there who don't care about that. They do amazing electrical work and then their product looks like crap. A lot of people, actually. They're usually teenage boys, at least back in the day. Like, people are making better looking stuff now. Like, the ones that people I grew up with doing it, they finally have caught up to starting making nicer things because of 3D printers and stuff. Like, they don't actually have to make the case, they 3D print it. I don't have a 3D printer yet. So, but yeah, anyway, that's how I got into it. And that's about how long I've been doing it. I haven't made nearly as many things as I would like. Like, my project notebook is so full of things that I haven't even started because I already have so many other things I'm in the process of doing that I haven't finished. Because, like I said, I often take years off. And I've told myself, because I want a 3D printer, I have told myself that if I consistently all through 2021 stream my modding at least once a week when weather permits, because I didn't last week because we're recovering from all the snow and stuff, then I will start saving up for a 3D printer in 2022. So that is my goal, to actually keep it up. Like, right this moment, I totally want to. Like, I am so glad that I'm back into modding again. I've missed it. One of the reasons I stopped was we didn't really have the room for it, but I'm just making it work. We still don't technically have the room for it, but I am making it work. I have 2 different setups. I have my outside setup for when I'm cutting, and then I have my inside setup for when I'm doing everything else. So yeah. But yeah. And then streaming it forces me to do it. So I can't do literally everything on stream. Like, I went out and cut this piece out this morning because it wasn't worth setting up a camera out there to show me cut this one little piece out from this perf board. And I'm not going to do painting on stream because that is boring. I'll do all the prep work up to leading up to painting on stream, and then I'll paint off stream because, Lacey, you weigh too much to sit on that box, baby. My chubby Kit Kat's trying to sit on top of my box that I have labeled HandyPNP with all my stuff in it. She keeps making the top collapse a little bit. Hey, that is like, I know how to do hardware stuff, like hardware modding. I do not know anything about software stuff, so that's actually really cool. Learning the Unreal Engine, that's cool to me. It's like, I'm not there. I'm not good with that stuff. Right. Anyway, let me actually solder these wires on. So I really need, actually, we'll just solder it quickly to it, and then I won't forget. Okay, so this is the video line. Yep. And one audio. No, they're not separated quite enough. A little bit more. And then the ground connected to any other grounds. Which I think I'll have it come back into the middle here because the wires are straining a little bit too much. Ground right here. Ground, it's the end one. So we have and just FYI, even though I have been doing this many years, I'm still more comfortable doing casework than I am doing soldering. Even though I am a pretty good solderer, however you say that. I solder rather well, but I still have more confidence in my casework. My casework always looks nicer than my internals. And some of my other friends who are completely opposite, their internals look amazing and their casework looks like crap. So get off of my soldering iron. All right, so we have video is the outside one. Separate it. Video. Still need to be separated a little bit more, but I'll do that in a second. Hey, Talon, how's it going? And the other audio. I know, right? I was like, that's actually really impressive, the Unreal Engine. And the ground goes here. I can. There we go. Okay, so that is the AV sorted for temporary testing. Then, like this. We also need power. Let me see. Okay, this one does still. Going to be using this one temporarily. I actually have a black one that I'll be using for actual console. I don't remember how it wires up, so we're going to borrow this to look at it. Which is a mess, of course. Let's see, it goes this way, and the power. I need to know which one's ground and which one's not, essentially. I feed it 7.4 volts, so that's pin 5. Just gonna bring all the things over here at once, because why not? Let's see. The back side, we need pin 45 and 46. 132, 33, 34, 35, 6, 1, 5. I don't have enough. Or it has to be. I have both pins going. Wires. Stay still for me, please. Which one are you? I just need to know which one you are. Stay still. Apparently it's neither one of them. Ugh. I feed it 7 volts. I hear you. Where'd you go? Ugh. Don't necessarily want to do this, but maybe I'll be able to tell this. Stay still, screen. Pin 45 and 46. 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 9, 40, 41, 42, 45. I'm going to end up shorting something out because I have it this way. What the actual heck? I know you work because you power stuff on, so which one are you? Ugh. I'm warm. Don't remember if the post is ground or if the post is positive. This is like all that I need to find out. Which is which? Okay, the post is positive. Oh, that's right. No, because I have it going to both ways. But I could have just tested it like this. That would have made more sense, though. That would have made more sense. Because the 7 volts is going into the screen also. So the post is positive. There we go. Post is positive. Okay. Right. That's what I needed to know. The post is positive. That's all I needed. So this can go away. Ugh. Right. So post is positive. I'm going to need to What are my options? For what? Oh, Teddy's options. Sorry, my bad. Right. Okay, so this is going to be power stuff, which is on this side. So I need 7, it's going to need pin 45 and 46. That's 132 for 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, 8 to 40 for 1 for 2 for 2, 5 and 46. I just lost where it was because I looked at the wire instead. Again. 132 for 3 to 4. 40 for 5 and need you guys to be bridged. Steady. Wire. That's the 7 volts. Ground in the middle. Ground in the middle. And then it should be, yeah, next two together are 5 volts. Bridge, please. I swear, every time I want stuff to bridge, it doesn't want to bridge. Whenever I don't want it to bridge, it bridges. You should play, you know, that one game where you do that thing. Yeah, good one. That's 5 volts. Right. So the 7 volts. Yeah, exactly. It's a really good game. You should totally play it. Okay, so we have the 7 volts. The pole is positive. Come on, thank you. 7 volts. Pole is positive. And ouch. That pole got real hot. I totally just touched it. That hurt. And this is ground. Come on, solder, stick to it. Yep. Here we go. Well, good. This is a 7805. It will knock down the voltage of the 7 volts down to 5 volts. I just don't remember which way to wire it up. Ground is the middle one, so it's going to come right here. Come here. Like that. Then, no, it's not flippable. I know it's 7 volts goes in one of the outside pins, ground goes into the middle one, and the 5 volts comes out of the other one. I just don't remember which one it is, but I can look it up and just. This will be the 5 volts, and then I need another wire coming off from the 7 volts to go to that to fit. Would you just please cooperate with me? No, not. Why would I do such a thing? Go blob of solder on that part so I can get another wire for the 7. Separate the 5 volt one a little bit more. So the 7805 is not that close to it. It doesn't need to be right there, like right up in its business. Then you know what? This wire should be long enough. Take voltage over to the 78. Again, this is not how the final wiring is going to be for this. I am just doing testing of receptor. There, that'll be the 7.5 volts. Let's look this up. 7805 wiring. Okay, so it goes input on this side and that's output. Cool. Cool. So 7 volts line, some more solder, not solder on this. Input on this side. So much. Just stay still. Come here, you. Sometimes I forget that I have this. Also, I think you need to be tinned more. And one more wire to connect. Give it its own ground back to the board. And then before I plug anything in, I can just plug it, power it, and make sure that that is getting 5 volts. Because right now, if it's wrong, it doesn't kill anything because there's nothing going on here. all these components, nothing will die if it has the wrong voltages. Yeah, and we got thank you. Ground and any of ground. So let's test that that is correct. That is that. That can go right there so you guys can see what it's reading. And come here. I'm gonna plug you in. I'm gonna plug you in. I'm gonna plug you in. Thank you. And here is an easy ground. And make sure this is 7. I have it on the right setting. Ground. What the heck? Ground. Why are you not working? Definitely plugged in. Getting 7.2 volts. So why is this? On the wrong reading? Didn't think so. I'm only testing for 7, so 20 should be the correct one. It's the wrong way. I am so confused right now. And it is a 7805. It even says it on it that it's a 7805. Oh, look, it even says right on here that the pole is positive. I didn't have to do all that testing. No worries, kitty. Am I remembering incorrectly how to test this? No, I definitely have it on the right thing. Why is it not working? Why isn't it working? Let me make sure I don't have them crossing for some reason. Voltage, and this is ground. Not crossing there. They're not crossing. Ground is ground. This one's 5. 7. Silly cat. What the heck? These aren't suddenly crossing when I'm doing this. Would you just... So why is this not reading correct? This should be not 0.7, it should be 7 volts. That should be 5 volts. If I have a 7805 that doesn't work, is this the problem? Ground here. I'm so confused right now. Babe, could you just grab me one of the AA batteries that are in that top drawer right there? In the filing cabinet. There should be several AA batteries I dropped in there. Thank you. Positive. Negative. Nope, it is working correctly. AA batteries are 1.5. The heck? Because you're not actually charging something, so therefore you think there's nothing for it to do. Okay, maybe that's why. One moment, I need to move my entire table. No, it's fine. I just need to get into here a little bit.
I'm cute.
Come here, table. I need you. Okay. That can shut. And then I'm going to move my table back. One moment. I needed to get into a drawer to get something that I can't get into at the table here. Because I need my AV cable that is over here. I don't know what all it's... I carefully weave around this cable so I can actually like use it. I have a lot of stuff on my desk. Come on, what are you stuck under? Got it! Okay, so maybe if it thinks it's actually powering something. Nope. Rude. I don't want to use a game cartridge in case I have something wrong, but I don't think it's going to work unless it has something actually pulling. Let go of that. Okay, which one do I care the least amount about? And I don't... Yeah, and I also don't want to put it in here yet until I remove all the solder. That's annoying. Okay, so we're going to remove all the solder out of one of the cartridges so that I can actually see if this is working or not. Just gonna move this over here for right now. Casino. I do care the least amount about. I need to get my desoldering iron going. I have way too much stuff everywhere. Just sit over there for now. I really have too much crap everywhere. Ugh. Now I need to wait for that to heat up. But we can go ahead and open this up. So yes, Teddy, if you are still here, like, with the HandyPNP cartridges, I designed all the labels for them. I designed the back labels for them that have controls listed on what's what. Yeah, and Famicom cartridges don't normally screw together, they use tabs. So I've made it so that they can have screw posts and holes in it. It's a long, like, each cartridge takes me about 7 hours with everything. Like, maybe even a little bit longer. Between 7 and 8 hours per cartridge. That's for opening up the cartridge originally, cleaning it, getting rid of the old label, creating the label for it, obviously turning it into cutting down the actual PNP to fit, wiring it up, testing it out, all that stuff. So yes, all the labels I made. This is the inside of one of them. They all look different, obviously, because they all look different. But yes, I'm going to have to go through and change how I have all of these wired. I need to not have the solder bulged up on the contacts because that's what's bending the pins. So I'm going to have to solder them up higher and clean off as much solder as possible from the pins. It's not going to be fun, but that's what we have to do. First of all, this one. And that one's going to be easy because it comes right over to this solder spot right here. Some of them won't be so hard because of solder. This wire can just go there. And then I can clean off all the solder on the pin. Stay still. There we go. There. Then unfortunately, these ones don't go to anything, but I can clear off the space on top of it and that. You hot yet? Not hot enough yet. It's hot, but it's not hot enough yet. So on this one, and this, like, it's going to take me forever to rework all of cartridges. However, it means that they're going to actually, like, last. I'm not going to have to constantly be going in and repairing things and fixing bent pins more, which is something I've constantly had to be doing. I don't have to do that anymore. So that will be nice. That'll be very nice. Yes, this wire will go up above, up here. But there's not much point in me actually putting that wire on. It's going to heat up a lot when I remove that solder. Hot enough yet? Yes, you are. Get off as much as possible. There we go. This is just going to be a back and forth of me removing a wire, taking off solder, re-putting the wire down, and then I can finally test on the new. Make sure. I'm getting tired of bending the pins. That's what. Yep. This one goes right. All right back. This one is going to be another easy one because it goes up to a solder spot. Like that. There we go. It's one side done, but this side only has 3 pins as opposed to the other side. So now it doesn't have tons of extra solder on them. You can tell that they had solder on them, but they are rather flat. So I shouldn't be bending any pins with it. It's exactly what I'm wanting. But now we have this side to do, which is a little more complex. Especially since I can't fully see where they go to because of how this one is glued. If I remember correctly, the video line, which is the biggest culprit of all of this, is connected to right here. Yes, the video line's easy. That is, if the wire itself is actually. There's always that. There is always that. Wire. Plenty of room if I just bring it. Okay. Not a problem. This is how I should have wired it up all the first place, and I didn't, so it's kind of my own fault. But you're kind of always learning when you're doing this hobby. Always. Hey, Libby. Let's get rid of that huge welcome back. Huge blob of solder, which is the biggest culprit of it. There we go. And all the rest of them are going to be a complete pain in the butt to do. Ugh. Like a complete pain in the butt to do. I'm not looking forward to this at all. Come here. You, because you're already bent, come here. I just need to see how far in they go because I don't remember. Okay. So if I just have a tiny bit of solder on the very top of the pin, it doesn't actually make contact with the other pins in the card slot. Because one sec, put that away. Because as you can see, if it'll show for you guys, the pins themselves slants. Like the cartridge goes down in and it makes the contact on like the bottom half of it down here. The top half, they're slanted. So I can use the very, very top. So I just need to move the wires up and use a very tiny amount of solder and remove all the rest of the solder. And that should work. When possible, I'm going to be doing it completely off of them like I was able to do on this side, but that's not possible on this side because it's already completely glued into place and I can't see that high up. So that's what we're going to do. In fact, I'm probably going to see if I can just leave the wires on here like this and then suck all the rest of the solder off and see if the wire will stay. Because if I can do it that way, then this will actually not be that difficult because the wire did still stick to the pin. So that should be good. I'm going to go over that one more time. I see a tiny glop bottom I don't want. So hold on to this one. Come here. See if I can get you to help me. Hard to find. Oop, you are not tightened at all. Oh, I hate that sensation. It's like the worst sensation. Okay, just work with me here. I just want you to be held still. Thank you. Then you can go down a little. Actually, no, not down a little bit. Come up. I think tighten. Nope, that's loose. Okay. Maybe this will work. Don't know. You put something up under to make sure it doesn't fall. There, that'll work. Hold the wire. Suck off all the solder. Go. Okay, this might not be as painful as I was anticipating this would be. As long as all of the wires actually stay stuck on, which they are so far, and it should be fine. Should be. Should being the word. I don't burn myself. I have my hand very close to we're getting to ones that are a little more difficult because I didn't actually reach the wire where it should be. These are going to be a little bit more difficult to clean up because they have an extender pin coming down. I think I want those to be moved up, actually. They're coming down a little bit further than I want them to be with what I'm going for. Which is not going to be easy to do by any means. Got that one up where I want it, and the wire managed to stay on, so that's good. This one is. Okay. I don't think they're touching. Let me test really quick. There. Now they're definitely not. Okay, let me clean those up a little bit more. Still not as clean as I would like it to be. Probably about as clean as that one's gonna get. Oops. It's accidentally popped that one completely up. Come on. Go down here and stick to right there for me. Dang it, now I made the wire come off of it. Ah! Okay, I need to put this at an angle I can see better. Come on. Ugh. It's not an easy fix, but I can get it. It's just a pain in the butt. I cut these wires too short in the first place. Like this, it's all my own fault. It's just annoying. I think it's connected. I don't know. Uh, really Okay, that's as good as that's going to get. I'll find out if it's connected. I'm actually testing it, which the first test is not going to be with controls, obviously, because I still need to actually wire up the controller. But first test is just to make sure the video and audio lines are working, basically. I haven't tested the audio with any of these cartridges that I built new because I don't have the audio set up on my temporary system over here. So we'll finally get to hear games and see how awful the audio is. Okay. Okay. The rest of them don't have that pin, so this should go quickly. Except that wire came up. Of course the wire came up. Why wouldn't it come up when they haven't been coming up? Stay still. Okay. Good enough. Okay, I'm almost there. We're almost to the point that I might feel okay about putting it in a new cart slot. Two more pins. One more. Oh, that came up. I need to not be sitting on my ankle. Why am I sitting on my ankle? Ow. Right. This wire can go elsewhere. You're not going to be able to see where I'm soldering to because I can barely see where I'm. Oh my goodness, stop it. Stop going down. Okay, yeah. Cool. Okay. Right. So this one is now okay for me to put back in its case. For me to test the video and audio out on my proof of concept. At least I think. Let me look really quick before I just... Come here, bent one. Sure, really. Need to do it that way? Fine. No, it's good on that side. I can't. Okay, we're not actually plugging this one in. I'm just gonna put it in the other way. Even though this would actually kill everything if it was plugged in. I just want to see how far down. Yeah, those should be fine. Those should not bend the pins at all. We should be good. We should be good. That's all I wanted to see, just to make sure. Right, so close this back up. And if the audio is working, this is going to be the first time I've ever heard the audio on this plug and play because it was sent to me in pieces. So I have never, ever, ever, ever heard the audio on this casino plug and play. There is doubt every once in a while, Talon. There is. I'm not going to lie. I have learned to not have complete confidence in myself at all times on everything when it comes to my modding. Always check, double check, and triple check. It just saves you a lot of work in the long run. All right. One more. Aw, thanks. All right, and then we need this back, and this needs into over here, and stuff. Oh. Just moving stuff out of the way so you'll actually be able to see. Because hopefully this will work. My back is really not happy with me today. Yes, it's on AV. Sure it's on the right one. Front. Front. Power. I know I haven't moved the camera yet. It's still not acting like it's actually giving it power. And I don't understand why. Like I said, this is a proof of concept. I have a few bugs to work out. I wonder if this power thing doesn't work. Maybe that's the problem. I don't remember where I have all of my black ones. They're either in that or they're in that. They're in that. 1 second, let me see if I can find my other power thingies, because that might just be the whole issue with this. Maybe that yellow power one doesn't work properly. That's not what I meant to do. I want you to fall over. I want you to come here. I don't have much room to move around. Here. Unzip, please. Ugh. It's not in that one. I think it's in the very bottom one, so this is going to be slightly annoying. Turn that off right now so you don't have that bright glare reflecting. These are all of my resistors. And more resistors. Because I bought a crap ton of resistors when Radio Shack went out of business. You can never have enough resistors. Okay, I believe it's in this bottom one here. Come here. Come on, get out. There they are. Okay, I will get this mess off of my desk now. Can't even see me over it. Steady. You falling over? Please close. Why are you being so stubborn? Gosh. Do apologize about this, guys. Like I said, I don't actually have room to work with. I work with what I got. Try to make it work. Then every once in a while I need something that's not easy for me to get. Okay. There. That's you're there. Ugh. Right. Here we go. Thought you were the right one. Did I get the wrong ones when I bought you? I bought a whole bunch of these, and they were supposed to be the ones that worked with this, and they don't. So this does me no good. Okay, fine. I will steal the one off of the HandyPNP. For now. Come on. Come off. Thank you. I'm glad you like to see solutions. Okay, post is positive. This is the post. Tweet. Oh my goodness. Cooperate. Think on it. Okay. That's hot. Oh wow, it's that hot that it's heated up the hot glue that's on it. Would everything just cooperate with me? That would be great. No, no. That is a very bad sign. Oh, who cares? It's good enough for testing, probably. Okay, before we do that, I'm going to take the game out. Boy, this is a tight cartridge slot. Definitely new, never been used. Let's see if it actually looks like it's powering on the stuff. That is still really hot. Nope, still doesn't look like it's powering it on. I don't understand. Don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, we are going to see if it'll just power it on anyway. Like, it makes no sense that it's not working. Back. Front. There we go. Okay. So this doesn't work correctly, possibly. Or I didn't have it lined up correctly on there, which is also slightly possible. But it works. So far, proof of concept is working. Like I said, there's no reason it shouldn't. But yeah, so there is the casino game. I can't go forward in it. It doesn't sound like there is any audio during this portion. Yeah, I don't hear anything. So it's possible there's no audio on the title screen. I can't click past it. No controls set up yet. Because the audio should be hooked up to the but yeah, so it's working. So yay. So that means, because this one runs off of 5 volts, so that means that it is pulling correctly 5 volts like it should be, even though I couldn't get it to show correctly for some reason. At least I think that one goes from 5 volts. Holy crap, that's really tight. That's really tight. Okay, so far, proof of concept is working. But now we need to start the controls. What time is it? Dang. Turn the TV back off. It doesn't need to be on for all of this. Okay. Right. Unhook this because we don't need that on right now. Don't need you in my lap right now. Don't need the desoldering iron for right now. It's just making my arm hot. But it has to stay there till it cools down because I can't put it on the carpet, obviously. Okay, so next thing is the controller, which is a little more complex than just like hooking these wires to it. There's not enough wires. And plus this is set up through a chip on the board. Don't want to use that. So move this over there for now. We're going to open her up. Food. Food, Teddy. What are your options? Are you going to buy something? Like, are you looking for something in your house? Or are you going to like looking to like have DoorDash or something? Or I don't know. Might I suggest food? I think that's a good option. Food. All right, so the inside of this is very simple, and that's good. That's what I like. I will be painting the controllers to go with the theme of the HandyPNP. But right this moment, I need all of out. And I don't need that. That can stay for now. I'm not using the chip, so I'm going to just, the chip can stay. It's not a big deal. I just need these wires to not be connected anymore. I'm going to use my own. Right, and I don't need this at all. Yes, you're right. It sounds much better than garbage. Food is always better than garbage. So this is the board I'm going to be working with. And as you can see, it's very nice. They have little solder spots for most of them. So that's going to be handy. I'm going to go ahead and solder up those solder spots. The only thing that I really need to add into these controls is the potentiometer, which is going to go right in the going to go, let me grab the other control still together. So I'm going to put it dead center, like right here, because I feel like that is a pretty okay way to hold it. I'm pretty sure none of the pot games I have use the shoulder buttons, so that shouldn't matter for the left shoulder. You just need some face buttons to be able to do this. So yeah. Ooh, pulled pork. Nice. Nice. Let's see, this, this. And then it looks like right here, it don't even need to use this solder. Oh well. And then round does not appear to have ground. Perfect. There. Super simple board to solder too. Super simple. And this is where the proof of concept is really going to come in. Oh man, I didn't realize it was that kind of a cable. Has extra that I didn't know it had. I thought that it was a separate cable that came with it, not actually hooked to it. Oh well, it'll still work. All right, I have VGA cables. Because I know that VGA is 15, but it does have a 16th for grounding, like the outside of a VGA is actually ground, and it does have wire. You lost me. There's a grounding wire going all through it. So I have 15 pins that I need for the controls, and then the grounding part that will be for the ground going to it, because my controls, obviously you have up, down, left, right. That's four wires. ABC, however you want to word these ones. The 4 face buttons, so that's 4. That's 8 wires total. Start select, 10. Shoulder buttons, 12. The ground, that's 13. And then the pot takes 3 wires. So I need 16 wires total, which VGA has 15 pins. And then it has the grounding that is going through it, which can create a 16th wire. So should work. I should have 16 with this being the controller wire to work with, which we'll find out as soon as I cut this open. I'm gonna cut it off. And I'll be very upset if this doesn't actually have all of the pins used. It should, it's a VGA wire. This. Okay, So this is what the inside of it looks like. It has like some aluminum foil wrapped around it because it's the grounding wires aren't a solid wire. They're kind of separate and they're tied together and touching with this aluminum foil stuff to make sure that it's grounding out everything. Not grounding out, it's preventing interference. So actually it might just have the one wire, which isn't a bad thing. That means I don't have to make it work. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I really need this aluminum stuff to get out of the way. I don't want to accidentally cut one of the wires because they're kind of important, the wires. I really don't know if this has 15. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why does this only have 9 wires? Or do I not understand how VGA works? Because these wires are much thicker. There's 2 grounding wires that go through. These tiny little, these are the grounding wires. Man, I'm really upset right now though, because this is not enough. I don't know why there's 3 thicker ones. 6. One moment. We're going to get out the one that I have not chopped yet. We're going to do some testing. This is going to be very hard to do with only 2 hands. Move up. Like, I'm very upset right now if this is not how I need it to be. Because then I have wasted money and possibly this whole thing's not possible. At least not using this. I always use HDMI, that's just a, but they're so small to solder to. Go up higher. This wire. Okay, just be in the camera shot so I can see them. Thank you. Right. So grounds touch, as I knew that they should. This top touches. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. So far we actually have 6 connections. The whole top row is all connected. That one good. And then obviously the ground is connected. So maybe the 3 thicker wires actually, unless they connect several pins together, which is not going to. Nope, those aren't connected. Dang it. Those aren't connected. Those aren't connected. I'm really upset. I'm mad. Whole reason I bought these is who actually needs VGA cables these days? Not me. Gosh dang it all. Gosh dang it all to heck. Thinking. Okay, one sec. I have another VGA cable that I was originally using with this project. Let me see if that one. I just bought 2 so everything matches with this. I just still am in proof of concept mode right this moment, and I want to see if this will work if I get the right cables. So let me see if that one has all of them. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Guess we will find out with this if I have just been mistaken all this time, thinking that a 15-pin connection would actually have 15 wires. This is the original one that I was working with. I had modified this side, and it's ugly, so that's why I don't want to use it. Plus, I don't want blue. But for concept, let's see. Please, everything, just for once, cooperate with me. Let's see if this actually has all 15. Right. The other ones, they started not in the middle row and on the bottom, so I'm not even going to do the top row. Like, not worry about it. Make sure the ground is still connected. Yes. Ahsoka, no. Come on, get out. Come on, get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Right. Are the grounds connected? Yes, they're just being stupid. Okay. Right. Let's see. Head over there where I can see it. To the corner of my eye. It's connected. I know this one was not connected in the other one. Let's see. Yep. This one looks like it might actually have all 15. So there are VGA cables that are correct. I just need to buy the correct ones, and I did not manage it on my first try. So for now, I can use this ugly blue one as a proof of concept. It will not be my final cable because it is ugly. And I cut it away not exactly the way it needs to be. But yeah, so this one, they're all connected. So I'm going to need to buy other VGA cables, which is... But they are good wires in it, so I can always reuse the wire, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yeah. So we can continue on with my proof of concept for today. Excuse me, that was rude. And since I'm not going to actually use this one, I'm going to cut it off from this end because this is ugly. It looks horrible. And for now, we can just hook it up with that end. But see what we got. Get off. Ugh. That looks better. So many more wires. Right. That didn't fully work. And this is one that has the grounding like crazy through it, which I accidentally severed some of them. Like a lot of them. Like a lot of them I severed. So this is one that has the braided ground running through it, so I'll have to separate all of them and make it into a wire myself, which is fine. It's not a problem. Just a pain in the butt to get to the other wire when it's like this. And I'm going to need this off further than it is. In fact, Not quite that. Have to be careful to not cut through the wire. But cut through casing. There we go. Okay. That is a lot of braided wire. Braided wire is so annoying. It's so good for grounding and protecting stuff, but it's so annoying when you're trying to do what I'm doing. Okay, so there. I have a grounding wire over here. So there. I have a very thick grounding wire now. And then I have access to the rest of the wires. Right. There's even grounding ones through here. How many wires are there? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. Huh. Now I'm wondering if there's several grounding pins on it, and I've never looked at a sheet. I might have to end up going with an HDMI. Hate working. I have 1, 2, but that's a weird wire. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have 3 that are wrapped with grounding, which are technically like 3 more, but not if they're all grounding. Guess I should have looked at a pinout of a VGA thing first instead of just assuming things. Excuse me. This wire is really weird. This is wrapped in something different. Right. Grounding. Grounding. Man. Man. Can still do a proof of concept, but only so far with these. I can't hook up all the controls. I'm gonna have to find another type of connection to work, essentially. I know I can use HDMI cables. I've been using an HDMI cable for my PlayStation Mini or Micro or whatever the heck I'm calling it, the PSM, which they're just a pain in the butt to work with. Um, but they do have more than enough, I believe. But let's see. Several of these must be ground on the inside. Let's find out. This is ground. Sorry, you can't quite see what I'm doing over here. There we go. Ground. Let's see. That's ground. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of them are ground, so they're all connected together. So that will not work, because that will definitely not work. Ah, that's annoying. Because then that puts me 4 wires, which means I can't have like the pad, can't have the face buttons, or I can't have the shoulder buttons plus the start and select. I'm annoyed. Then I've bought all these, which I'm not going to need now because it's not going to work. I didn't need this many. It was just the cheapest I could find. I only wanted 2, but this was cheaper than buying 2 individually from another thing. Go figure. Such is life, I guess. So I'm really annoyed. Like I said, I can still finish this proof of concept to make sure that the controls will work, but I'm going to have to find a different thing, and then I'm going to have to order them for what to use for the controllers. Gosh dang it. Man, there's not really any point of me even bother wiring these up for proof of concept. So instead, I'm going to shift gears and I'm going to start cleaning off solder off of the other ones, and then I can at least show you a few more of them on the TV, just without controls, but you can see them on the big screen. That's what I'm going to do because this has made me angry. It means I'm again going to need to bring up in fact, I might just do one more, and that just might be it for today because that's really frustrated me. Might end up being a very short modding stream for me. Yep, I'm gonna have to do some research. Crap. I mean, I'm not going to leave just yet. I am going to at least do one other cartridge of cleaning off the solder. We'll see how I feel once I get that one done. Maybe I'll do a few more. We'll see. But I have a mess of this tiny little shielding wire everywhere. Right, I need to get my soldering iron plugged in. Yeah, it's all part of my hobby, things not going exactly as you planned or hoped. It's just it gets frustrating. Like I've had a lot of not successful stuff on streams and it gets really frustrating, especially when you have them back to back. I haven't recently, like I've worked everything out so far from what I've done in the past several streams, but for a while there I was having just stream after stream after stream of failure and it gets disheartening, man. Like it makes it look like I don't know what I'm doing, and I do. It's just all part of the hobby though. Not everything's going to go right, or you're not going to have enough foresight to actually research properly a VGA cable, which is my problem. Exactly what I did. Yes, it is like baking. Except with baking, for me, it's always failure. Okay, let's see. Did the stupid casino cartridge, and nobody even cares about that one. It's like the most stupid one. The only reason I made it into a cartridge is because it was given to me for free. If you're going to give me a plug and play, I'll make it into a cartridge. Like, my back is really bothering me. It's also another reason why I'm probably not going to stream a ton longer. My back is really off today. Um, like I have major back issues, and it can make me feel very faint. And it's been doing that pretty much my whole stream. So that's why earlier I was like, I need to take a moment. I don't know if that might have been before you were here, Teddy, but I literally just sat here, just kind of staring off into the distance, trying not to faint. It was good. Plus, I had a really stressful week this week and the week before. Not going to work was not relaxing when you're at home trying to make sure you survive when there's no electricity. Like that week was not relaxing by any means. And then this past week, getting caught up with work, because we're obviously a week behind making deliveries. I deliver steel. It was stressful, especially Thursday and Friday. They were bad days. Like I didn't get home from work yesterday until I didn't leave work until 7:30, and I get there at 6 in the morning. So yeah, that was fun. And I'm still not actually. The only reason I stayed late is because I was like, I have to get caught up on some of this, or I'm just in a snowball effect of I'm never gonna get caught up. It's gonna get worse. So I stayed 2.5 hours after work just to get caught up a little bit. Let's see. What do I want to do for the next card? I don't have any controls. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think I'm only going to do one more. My back's just really bothering me today, guys. I'm not entirely sure why. Of course, I guess it could be a late reaction to my back doesn't like it when I lay down for really long periods of time, and I basically spent a whole week in bed trying to survive staying warm. So that might be it. It might just finally be yelling at me for that. I do know that since I'm probably not going to have all the parts I need to continue this next week, I'm definitely going to have a cutting stream as long as the weather cooperates, because I do have a lot of plug and plays I need to cut down. So at least I'll still have something to do next week, even though I'm not going to have all the parts again because I need to order some stuff. Research. So this is the blue Radica. I forgot this one's like right in there. This one is going to be hard because I don't know how well you can see that. But this one right here, show it over here where it'll focus. This focus. This one right here, focus. Why are you not focusing? Anyway, that one right there, there's not actually a pin on there. So I have a piece of a paper clip so that I have something to make contact with. So that one's probably just going to have to stay like that. And hopefully it's not going to bend the pins too much. And that's just how that one's going to be. I really don't want to do this one. Let's do a different one. This one was just a pain in the butt to make in general. That's going to be a pain in the butt to fix to work properly on this one. Let's just not do that. Let's do the red Sonic instead. Red Sonic Radica instead of the blue one. This whole proof of concept thing is also another reason I didn't fully want to make cuts into the case, because if I had cut the case up first, I would have already put VGA ports, holes for the ports in the front, and I'm not going to be able to use VGA now. So this is one reason why it's a good thing to make sure things work electronically before you start doing casework. Let's actually do this one. I believe this one has audio without having to press a button. So I can test to make sure the audio is working through the TV. Oh yeah, this is one that I left a post up for some reason. Post is good to leave to hold the thing in place, but I need to cut this because it makes them stick together a little bit too much and it makes it hard to open. There. That will be much easier for me to open again in the future. Much easier. Right, this is the... I don't remember what it was called. It was technically already a portable, but the buttons were reversed. Like, it plays Famicom games, and they had the A and the B buttons swapped. And I was like, how am I supposed to play this? They're not in the right order. So I made it into a cartridge. So yeah. All right, let's do this. Yeah, this is definitely going to be my last one. My back is killing me. But we will do one more so we can see it on the big screen. Let's not be doing this directly over the piece of paper that I use plastic is for. My wiring on some of these is so messy. Like this one's just wires everywhere. Well, that's interesting. This Famicom cartridge was made extremely cheaply. Tried to put solder on the spot that I scraped above, and the solder is connected to the pins, like it's going up under the rest of the green coating and getting on it. That's not how that's supposed to work. Yeah. Re-tin this wire and then I can get the stick. There we go. That works. All right. Going to move the video wire because I have the option on this one to do it. The video wire is going to be the one that I'm always going to try to complete since it's the one that I've had the most issue. So why don't you just make sure that that is correct? Yeah, okay. Just because it should doesn't mean it does. Stay still. Mm. Whew. My thumb gets tired using the desoldering iron. I have really weak thumbs in the first place, so constantly pressing that really hurts. Like, I forget what I was doing a few weeks ago, but I had to desolder something a lot. I was using it a lot, and like my thumb hurt for a week. I was like, it still hurts. I forget what I was desoldering. I'm sure it was something with the plug and play because that's what I've been working on, but I just don't remember what it was that required that much desoldering. Okay. Okay, several of these have extensions to get rid of. Off. Yes, it did. Okay, I believe that's all of them that have the pins. Hard because I have a wire like split for going. I did not do this smart way. Like instead of properly bridging the pins together, I instead took the braided wire that I had in this wire, split it in two, and put it on both. Just wish I had done this from the very beginning. I wouldn't have to be doing all this. But that would be trying to tell how long have I been married? I'm going on 7 years this year. I built the Handy PNP in the 6 weeks before she came over here and we got married. So that was like 7 years ago, me, I would have to tell. Oops. Oh. Okay, only 3 more pins and then I should be able to show it to you on the TV. And then hopefully I'm remembering correctly that this one has audio in the menu. So we can see if audio is indeed. Okay, that looks good. Ink. And once again, I haven't actually taken any pictures of any of this process because why would I do that? That would make sense. I'll take a picture of the guts so far of the dock once I bring it over here. So bad at remembering to take pictures. I used to be so good at it. I've just gotten completely out of the habit, apparently. Probably because it was so long between my modding, I forgot. I forgot how to mod. Forgot how I do it. All right, so that's that one. Bring this. Here. Okay, first we'll take a picture of this as is. So front. Man, it's such a crisp, clean, new cart slot. Like that, it's so tight as opposed to the other one that's super loose. Bent it so much. Ah, get off of your ankle. Okay, one and it doesn't have audio. I could have swore that there was audio at this point. There's definitely nothing going on audio wise. Ouch. But it is showing up on the TV, so that's good. Again, I might need to go beyond this menu. I don't remember. So, but that, my friends, is going to be where I'm going to call it for today because my back is done. I'm frustrated. Like, yeah. So off. So I have fixed 2 cartridges. I meant to take a picture of that. One moment. Let me take a picture. I'm trying to remember to take pictures. Back on. Picture of it. This. And then showing that it's working on the TV. There. That's enough pictures. Okay, turn that back off. This off. So yeah, I have too many hot things around me. 1 second. I mean, this still has to by me, but right. I can at least move my arm to where my mouse is without like burning my. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this back off. We're going to come over to here. And I am going to say my farewell. Yeah. So, I mean, today wasn't a complete failure. I'm just frustrated that I have spent money I didn't need to spend. That's really the only thing I'm frustrated about right now. Um, I know that like my proof of concept will still work. I just need to find the right port and the right cable to make this work. And I'm annoyed that I've spent money I didn't need. But it's part of my hobby. I've bought a lot of stuff that was incorrect in the past. Luckily, this stuff was not very expensive, so that's good. It's just annoying to me. But I know my proof of concept will still work. As you saw, it worked on the TV. The audio is not working, but again, that might be because you have to click in out of the first screen for there to be audio. I only did 2 carts today after all. been a very long time since any of these were actually hooked up to an audio source, so I don't remember what the cartridges do. Or it's possible that the audio line is not working properly. Like that's something we'll have to look into in the future. But yeah, don't let my frustration think that I'm like angry or anything. I'm not. I'm just frustrated that I bought something I wasn't supposed to. And my back is just genuinely killing me. Like I have to get up. So yeah, but thank you to everybody for coming out and hanging out with me. Thank you for chilling. I will be back on Wednesday at about 6:30 p.m. to yeah, we'll go raid Twig. But I'll be back about 6:30 on Wednesday with more Zelda Oracle of Seasons. I am getting close to the end of it. We have the 8th dungeon to do this next time. And then I'll be back next Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be I'm most likely going to be doing a cutting stream. I have a whole bunch of PNP cards that we've prepped for cutting. I need to actually cut them. So we should be doing that next week. So yeah, but I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. And hello, Lakeshirt, and goodbye, Lakeshirt, and thank you. I will feel better. I need to not be sitting in this chair. Sometimes this chair works for me with my back. Sometimes it doesn't. And today is just a day that it's not. So yeah, but I'll be fine. I just need to go lay down for a bit and I'll be fine. But again, thank you to everybody for coming out. Thanks for the follows that I had earlier today. And yeah. Today was not a complete failure. I need to remind myself that because just when one little thing goes wrong, it makes me feel like a failure. I am not. Just a reminder to myself. Everything does still actually work. But yeah. All right, let's go say hello to Twig. Apparently it is his stream anniversary, so say happy anniversary to him or happy stream anniversary. And yeah. Let's go see Twig. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.